That's why I don't do the resin first. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Rivka's Craft Corner. How is everyone doing? I'm hoping my husband will pop me on.
Yes, yeah, I'll get you over now that you actually started. No point in going beforehand, is there?
No.
No.
But, yeah.
Right, so you're clearly on. I'll turn it down.
Yep. Awesome. It'll show someone come on. So yeah, I'm on. Just give me like 2 seconds while I roll up my sleeve, because I do not want this in resin. No way do I want this in resin. This is the one outfit I don't want in resin. That's why I have everything on to protect me. Okay, now we are first going to do the unmolding. I'm hoping people will join. My husband's here. He did like a test run to see if I'm actually running, and if he heard my voice, he's like, okay, you're on. So I was just double checking on that, and I am going to hope some people will come in. Like, should let her know I'm on now. Okay, someone came in. Hi, Miss Green, I'm here. Okay, so first things first, we're going to do an unmolding first. Unmolding means taking these out of its little holders. I always wait till the last minute and then take them out. So let's see how they turned out. Not bad. Can you see the 24? That turned out pretty good. So we are unmolding at this moment. We had 23, 22, and 20. And I might make this later on, but I'm still thinking of doing only 8 days. But that's fine. We are just trying to get this all molded, make sure it's looking good and coming out nice and smooth. See? Nice and smooth. We want it to be able to be put together. So that's one thing I'm going to be doing. So, and then I have to make some more of these. It's going to take a while. We are going to mold this one. Here's the little many choices you can use. So I'm going to be using whatever choice I want to use, but that didn't turn out right. I'll have to cut that later with my cutter, which isn't too far from me. Then we have this little guy right here, which is dragonfly part. You see that? Nice and pretty. Dragonfly wings. And there's another dragonfly wing. So we got that. And then we also have, hopefully it comes out nice. Oh, it didn't turn out too bad. Has a few little holes, but nothing big. We have butterfly wings. First thing I want to do is mold, because I need the not project, but I need the what do you call it? I need something first. So we always unmold first before we put everything away. So I think those turned out pretty good. What do you think? They're pretty nice. So that's the butterfly wings. These are ones I'm working on today. Now I am going to pour into this one today. So we will pull this one out. It's kind of concerning, actually, when you think about it. There we go. It did turn out really good, but it didn't turn out as good as I was hoping. So I will be pouring into this and this today. We're going to put these together. And let's see. That part goes right here. So that would be holding it right here. And then this would be right here. I think, no. Trying to figure out how this works. So we're going to put these together. I think I'm going to stay with the gold because I didn't really like how the purple turned out. But I'm thinking I have to make another gold and light purple because that's the way it's supposed to be. And this goes up because you want it to be going up or something like that. We'll figure it out. Okay. And these are the, I'm not sure. I'll have to look it over on the book. So we got these. Those are actually, technically, let me pull something up so I can look at something real quick. I have the event book right here. It tells me what I need to do or how to do it or whatever. So I'm going to be doing that. I just need to look at it. Okay. So on the event book, it shows you how you put it together. So that's not how it came out, but that's okay. So we have this one right here, which is important to pour into. And then we have this right here, which we'll take apart. Not sure I like how that turned out, but I'm sure I can work it out and clean it up. So it didn't turn out as well as I wanted, but this is the one that I poured the extra out into. Yeah. So yeah, when I was in a rush, I poured it into this. So yeah, not sure what to do with it. So how are you doing, Miss Green? I'm here. I'm just getting everything organized for the pour. We're going to try and do this again. Yeah, I think I like this one better than the other. Has a lot of holes in it, but it's not too bad. So what I'm doing right here is I'm taking it off so it doesn't get copied, I guess. Okay. Get off of me. Thank you. Get off my hand. Okay. Talking to these little There, that's better. I actually like this one better than the other, but we'll see how that goes. We'll put this over here for now. And we are going to figure out how to do this. So they're saying top, top, top. So I have to do 2 of those and 2 of those. Okay. Anyway, here's this right here. I actually like how it came out. It's really pretty. And if I pull this out, you're going to see how that turned out. That's not bad. These are drawers. Now the question is, should I go with the... I just want to get an idea of how the look will look. Does that make sense? But those are the drawers. Isn't that pretty? And I have put all these over here. Now, the thing is, I think I'm going to go with the gold look. I think the gold is going to be much better than doing holographic or anything like that. But we're going to just see how this looks. That's how do you put this together? Oh, so this is how it goes. But how? It's showing it's like this, so it would be like this right here. Trying to figure out how they do this then. That's interesting. I'll have to watch how they do it, but I'm not going to use this one, of course not, because it just doesn't look right to me. So we're going to do it differently. I do want to keep these for later on to use on something else, but that is not what I was aiming for. But we'll see. We'll see how it all goes, right? We'll see how it goes. So, so yes, I am going to do 2 of these. 2 sets, not 2 sets. Let's see. That would be 6 drawers. No, it has to be 8 drawers. I'm not sure how I'm going to do 8 drawers, but we could do a 12 drawer book. I'm just trying to figure out how they have it set up. We'll figure it out, right? We'll figure it out. But this is the look. It didn't turn out too bad. I think those look really good. So we're going to do it again. But this time we're just going to go with the gold. This is the purple. This is the gold. We're going to go with gold. And also with a little bit of a shimmer. So this will be amazing. The coloring I was planning on doing was glow in the dark, but I think we'll hold off on the glow in the dark. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask my husband for a little hot water. Jeffrey?
Yes, dear.
Can I have a little hot water, please?
Hot water, sure.
Yes, a little hot water.
And where do you want it?
Right here. I'm going to be putting resin in it. Well, not in it, but the bottle will be in it.
Okay, so you just want a half-filled cup.
Yeah. So this, everyone, is my new mouse. It has purple on it. It has green. It's one of those mice that glows. So it's kind of nice. That's my new mouse. Very excited about using it. Not just for this, but for other things. So I'm just waiting for something to come in, hot water, because I need to soak this in here. That's fine.
Good, perfect.
Fits perfect. Is it warm? Oh yeah, it's warm. Give it a few minutes to kind of, get rid of the crystals or whatever it is. But I'm happy with how that turned out. That was actually a very good pour. And so was this one right here, a very good pour. And I want to do 8, I guess 12 of them. So we're going to go with yes. We're going to go with I'm not sure what that is all about, but okay. We're going to go with a warm winter wishes. It's actually not winter, but we're going to be using it. Very excited about it. Just waiting for my water or my thing to get warmed up a little bit. It needs to warm up a little. So what we're going to do is we're going to set this up. Now, I am not going to have it on my new laptop. There is no way. So we are going to mix this over here. And we are going to take this part off. I have extra if I need resin. I have extra resin, which is good. And I think I decided for the outside I was going to go with like a purpley color. Purple, bring out the purple in it. So we're going to set this up here. I actually want to put something to protect my laptop so it does not get messed up. So if you see me putting this on top, there's a reason. I do not want anything on this new laptop. I don't want it ruined. I think you understand why. So we're going to use this as my guide. It won't destroy it. I am right here, but it won't go on my laptop. Now if I set things over here and it's on the laptop, it's not staying on the laptop, if that makes sense. It's on the laptop, but it's not really on the laptop. Does that make sense to you? So that's what we're going to do. And yes, I'm going a little slow today. So let's see. I need to look at this to see where I'm at. I wish I had a black pen to mark where I'm at. Okay, let's see. I think I'm going to go down here and up here. So 20 and 40. I think that's what I'm going to go with. So we're going to go on to 20. Just a little bit more, I think. Yeah, now it's exactly at the 20 mark. So it's at 20 now. Yep, I figured it was that, so we're going to have to clean that off. Oh, that'll work. Okay, 20. So that's good. Let's see how this is. Wait for like 2 more minutes, and then we'll be fine. Did I lose anybody? Is everybody okay? I'm sorry I'm a little slow today. But I am here. Okay, so this is at 20, and then the other one, let me just double check, make sure it's exactly at 20. Yeah, it's exactly at 20, and I want to go up to 40. So that's where we're going to go. How is everyone doing today? My husband, yeah, that's better. I warmed it up a little bit because it makes it easier to pour into. So we're going to do that. Because I learned, don't do too big. Don't go over big. Don't go too big. That's okay. That's good. So we will pour this up to the very... I think that's exactly at 40. So we're good. By the way, I had a question for you, Miss Green. How would you like to be mod?
You already asked her that.
I know, but I don't know if she heard me last time. So I'm asking again. Better to be... Just checking. How would you like to be a mod? Moderator watches out for bots, for people you don't want in the... Not you want, but no horrible, words said and all that. How would you like to be a mod? I've already talked to Audie. She is one of the big mods, but she is not on at the moment. And she is visiting family members. So how would you like to be? Now we are mixing the resin so it's nice and clear. And it just clears it up.
So what you need to do now, dear, is make sure to indicate that she's heard you.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And then you need a timeline for her to answer.
Yes.
Okay. So possibly something where you might give her a week or more to make a decision.
And you don't have to decide right away.
No, but it's nice to know when, right?
Yeah, I'll give you about a week to make your decision. Hi, Audie. Yeah, I'm just asking because... Audie, are you okay with having a second mod with you? Just asking. I'm inviting Miss Green to be a mod because she's actually shown interest in the videos and everything. So I'm just checking. But yeah, and that's what you do. You put up my Audie always puts up my link tree and everything. By the way, I need to put a new link tree up, and I haven't done it yet, but I think that looks good. So we did the pouring of the resin. So that is a big one right there. It's getting that resin all set up. Would you agree? Get the resin all set up. So we're going to pour this and this. Now the best thing I did here is I'm protecting my laptop. I don't want to ruin this laptop. It's a brand new laptop. Don't want any resin on top of the laptop, if that makes sense. And so that's what I'm doing. And I have colors, and I can't find my glitter. I had glitters, but I don't know what I did with my glitters. Glitter, where did you go? Nope, not finding my glitter. So we are right now going to work on resin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour half in here, because I learned a lesson from this the last time. And half in here. So yeah, I was just curious if you would be okay with it.
Don't run the new laptop.
Yeah, I don't want to ruin the laptop. Nope, I do not want to ruin the new laptop. That's why I put this wax paper on top of it, is so I don't ruin the laptop. I can't afford to ruin this laptop. I really need this laptop. Believe it or not, I'm on the new laptop. I am doing my live from my new laptop, not from my old, which is a good sign, right? Means I worked it out where it's actually working on my laptop or working on live, which is great news. Would you agree, dear?
Works for me, dear.
Yeah. Okay, so first things first, I got the mixer. That was my mixer. I just mixed a little bit here and there until it's nice and clear. And then I am going to take gold. I think the first one I want to use is gold because I think gold is just so stunning. So we're going to use gold in this one. Doesn't need a whole lot of powder. It really doesn't. And purple in the other one, and a little bit of this it's from it's called Glimmer Ghost Blue into that one. But this gold is going to go into the first one, which is this one right here. So yeah, it's one of my husband's favorite colors.
Mm-hmm.
He loves gold. It's his favorite color. That, and he does love blue. Now, I'm a blue person. I love my blues. Any blue. My favorite of all the blues, believe it or not, is oh, did I clean you off? Oh yes, I got the right one. Yay, I can see. Sorry, just found this is the one I was looking for and I couldn't find it, and there it is. Yay, I can see. Sorry, that went kind of crazy there. But I wanted to, never mind, I'm not making sense. Anyway, so as I was just saying, so I'm going to be doing gold, and I'm going to go doing blue, not blue, I'm going to be doing purple, and I think that will really highlight sort of like a wintry feel. Wouldn't you agree, honey?
It might do that.
Maybe, but yeah,
We'll see.
we shall see. So, first things first is we are going to stir this little baby in. Oh, look at how molten this looks. Oh, yes, it's so molten. So molten. That is so pretty. So I'm thinking the drawers will be all gold. What do you think? Yes. Look at how molten that looks. Oh my word.
I see. Now I have to agree with what Miss Green said there. Gold and purple are good colors together.
Yeah, that's why I was going with purple. I thought purple and gold would go great, and I added a little bit of shimmer blue. The shimmer blue will just elevate it, I think. Did I get it all mixed in? Yeah, this looks good. So, anyways, as I was just saying, we first are going to do this one right here. No. Oh my word. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to let that set. And then I'm going to go over here and do the same. The difference between last week and this week is I know what I'm doing. Well, I knew what I was doing last week too, but I think that's good. Now we are going to do what you call a check to see if it's completely in. Does that make sense? Make sure it's all mixed in and everything. So we are going to clean this off, make certain it's nice and clean, and then we're going to mix the blue. Now this, oh, there's the popper. I need to pop the bubble. That's good. Let's press this out like this just to make certain it's nice and clean. And we're going to do the same with this side. And what I usually like to do is I'll run this down here just a little bit, just to make certain it's nice and clean. That way we get rid of all the bubbles. We don't want any bubbles in this. There we go. Nice and clean. So we did get one. There it is. Do you see what just happened? I did that little cleanup of the bubbles just to make certain there's no bubbles. And pop. And pop. And pop. So we're trying to clean the bubbles so it does not get everywhere. This is Soffie and Toffee box, but you know, everyone's talking about Christmas in July and all that, and I was like, well, I don't really follow Christmas, but it is July, and it is, you know, holiday season type of setup, I guess. And I said I could do this and make these, so that's what I'm doing, and I'm going to ask my husband to move it over to the other room for me, if he would be willing.
What are we doing? Have you got room?
Yep, so I can keep the room going. So we're going to move this, and that's why I put it on here and put it on my little
Balancing table. Ah, it's moving.
It did still did it. Did it? Okay. So now we are going to take the purple. This is the purple and the so I definitely have beautiful coloring, I think. And we are going to pour 2 more of these. We're going to make certain this is all mixed in. And we actually have some really beautiful blue in here too. So I mixed a little bit of ghost blue from eye candy. So we do have a little bit of blue mixed in here. Just a hint of blue. I didn't want to overpower it with blue or anything, but I think that will help the pour look good. And that's why I'm not going to go big by big by big. I've learned one thing when I made it big by big by big. Oh my word. Did I learn one thing? So we're going to pour the blue over this, but I want to get all this extra stuff that doesn't need to be in here. Yeah. So we're just taking all the extra bit out so it doesn't look so messy. We want it to look good, right? Okay. So we're going to leave that alone. Let that, I think it all looks good in there. Most of it does. So we're going to first pour into this one right here. This is the one we need, is this one right here. We're going to pour the gold into it. Into this one right here. We really want it to go in different little spots here. And then we're going to take one of these, and we're going to just move it into the little slots it needs to be in. And we are going to do this real quick. Mixing it goes in there. Okay, and then we're going to pour just a hint more of this gold in there. And that's why I have something on my desktop so it does not ruin my laptop. I have this thing right here on it just to protect it. And needs to have a little bit more, like, you know, just little by little now, because you don't want to put too much in, but you want to have just the right amount. Does that make sense? So we're going to take just a hint here, a hint here, a hint here, and just a hint right there. Okay. Now I'm going to have Jeff move that out of my way. I should probably do.
You good?
I'm just checking something. I'm looking at this and I'm like, I need to do another gold in this.
Okay, I'll leave it alone.
I'm not sure if I have enough gold, but we're going to try. Don't think I have enough gold. Oh, that's a... Yes, you heard me say that. Yep, makes sense. Yep. Well, I kind of messed up with the gold. So I think I'm going to have to lightly push it into that area and keep going. So I think I overpowered it with too much. That's okay. We can work it out, right?
Okay.
I think that will be fine. I will need him to move it though.
How soon?
Shortly. I'm right now just fixing it. I might have to pour a little bit more gold into this.
Okay, it's just that I'm doing dishes.
I know, go ahead and do dishes.
You might have to take a couple of seconds away and pull it up yourself.
Yeah, I might. So, as you can tell, I spilled. That is why I did not. That is why I did not do that. So we're going to have to make more gold to make, just a little bit more into that, which is fine. Now let's do purple. Purple can go. Okay, you guys can go right there. Awesome. Now we have purple right here. We are going to pour the purple right in this section. Yeah. I am trying to get it so it stays in its little spot. And that is why I did that little, what did I do with you? This thing right here. I did this right here to bring everything into its little spot. It might be a little bit too much into that one. So I'll just go ahead and pull this real quick. It's called, if you feel it's a little bit too full, you go and you take some out. Just a little. You don't want to overpower it. So you do that. And remember, I have something in my hand, so I have to be careful how I move everything in. Over here. Yeah, it is. It's very pretty. I'll be putting this in both areas, but I'm right now just finishing this. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. And then we'll just put this little purple right here. And do this little purple here. And this little purple here. And this goes right in there. One side looks a little bit fuller than the other, but I'll fix that. This looks a little bit too full. You don't want it too full, and that's what I'm concerned about, is it being too full. You want it to come out just even. Yeah, I think that's going to look good. Okay, and we'll put just a little bit into this little section. I love how the purple looks. It just brings it out a little bit more. And it'll look really pretty. Just finishing this little section up. Okay, I think we got it pretty even and not overly overfull. Now the good news is when I move this, it'll be in a very good area. So just give me like 2 seconds while I go put this somewhere else because I got to keep this area clean. I still need to pour again into this some more purple. This one I'm going to leave alone. But hold a second while I go put it away. I am planning on doing these, but I'm going to hold off on that for a second. So it shouldn't take me very long at all, guys. But I don't have room in this room to put all this stuff. When we get our own home, I'll have everything where I can easily put it where it's not in my way. But right now, I don't have room in this room to put stuff. And yes, you're hearing me bump into things and bang into things. And there we go. That's perfect. So I'm happy. Okay, we got that out of the way. Woohoo! Now we got to use up the rest of this resin before we go. We got to put everything on this new resin, so we have to use up this resin. So how are we going to end up using up this resin? You know what? I have an idea. It's not much, but I have an idea. I like these little things right there. I know it sounds strange when I say that, but I actually like these little things here. And I misplaced something, so I'm like, you know what? Let's make it purple. Purple and blue goes good together too. Wouldn't you agree? Purple and blue goes good together. Not too much purple. That's good. Not that. This will be used for moving around to make sure we get no bubbles. We want no bubbles in there. And then we're going to pour purple into this right here. And I think that will work much better in the long run. I want to hear your guys' thoughts though. So I'm right now just cleaning up. What I've learned is use up your resin that you have. And that will make it much better. Yeah, that's much better. Now, we will run this through. I have a little you know, I work with wire too. And it's good to pop the bubbles and get all the wire and get it where it's nice and flat. If you understand what I'm meaning. So that helps. And I think I'm going to just go change the coloring of the, you know, instead of having purple, I think having, instead of having blue, change it to like a purple to hold it together. I think that would look good. What do you guys think? And I needed to use this up as we speak. So we are right now going to run this through. I will work on this. I'm actually working on about 4 different projects today. No, it's only one. Two different projects. I wanted to finish up the calendar, but I was running a little late on the calendar, so I'm like, I'm going to finish this off. Well, in the calendar part, I get rid of that bubble. Get rid of the bubble. That bubble does not need to be in there. Get rid of the bubble now. Yeah, that's going to look good. So it just cleans up the mess that I had before where I had too much resin and ooh, no, I don't have the right coloring for that. That sucks. Sorry, that bites. That's not good. But I wanted to keep this as clean as possible without bubbles in it. And I'm thinking of changing the whole coloring scheme. I think that would look good. What do you think? So the whole coloring scheme. Yeah, that's good. So what I'm thinking is we do the rest in purple in here, and we change this to purple and purple and purple instead of being blue, blue and blue, or white, 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 and that will hold this part right here. Sorry, this thing wants to fall. Would you believe this is a medicine cup I'm using? So anyways, I will show you what I'm talking about, sort of, if I can. I'm not seeing anything. Well, what we can do is let me move this out of the way. This one I'm not going to move yet because I have to pour another gold part into this. And I have to mix some more gold. So we'll do what we can. But I think that one is done at the moment, and we will move that out of the way so it's not in the way. But I am really getting happy about it all. 1 second while I go put this away and not drop my glasses in the process. Yeah, I want to make certain I do not lose my glasses. So we will move this out of the way. This will look good when it's done. I think I decided what I'm going to do with the whole situation. I had before. No, it's not on this. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Okay, cool. That looks good. That looks good. I'm getting really happy about how that's going to look. So we still have to use up the old resin first before we go for the new. Old resin first before we come to the new. And the old resin needs to be used up. So, what's the best way to use things up? Go to something you own. Some old stuff you own. Now, I think this would look good. What did I do with that other one? Oh, there it is. Goes to show you that I don't know where anything is sometimes. No, it's fine. Okay. So we're going to take this. It's not as and I'd love the color purple in this. I think it'll give me many choices to make gorgeous wings and stuff. And what I've learned in working with resin is you don't wait to the last minute. If you feel if it's going to harden, not harden, but get really sticky like it did last week, use it up as fast as possible. That's why I didn't pour as much this week. I've learned a lesson, and if I want it to go in and be, I think that's going to look really good. And we will work on purple wings too if I have enough in here. We might do the tips with a little bit of gold. Would that be kind of pretty? The tips with gold, and then the rest with purple. Because I have more purple than I have gold, and I kind of wanted to use this up. I love how that's turning out. It's looking really pretty. And you want it to go to the edge. So you go here and you go into this little section right here. Okay, and that should look good. So what I'm doing right now is cleaning up and using up what resin I have. And it gives you an idea how to go about doing that. You go first with finish up what you have. So I'm going to go into this one right here. No, actually I'm going to put gold in the tops. I think that will just bring it out. What do you think? Do like a gold up on the very top. So this will help. Yeah. Just do it right at the very top, tippy top. And you want to do the same with the other side, tippy top. And let it kind of fall. You might want a little bit right in here, in the middle, just to give it a little bit of a interesting contrast. I think that would be kind of pretty too. Add that little bit of contrast in here. I think that would be pretty. Add just a, like make the veins kind of have not the veins, but the inner sides have like mostly like gold in that little section right in there. And the outskirt will be purple, if that makes sense. I hope you guys can see my vision. Just to give you an idea what I'm after. Yeah, I think that would look good. What do you guys think? Just will give it a little bit of a certain type of look. Yeah, I think that will look good. And then we'll put some right in here and down in that little section there. I think I like the look I'm going with. Just add just a little more gold to it. And then we do the same here. This one hits right in here. And then you go right in here, just a little bit. I think that will be quite interesting, don't you? Like a gold and purple all around. So I'm going very lightly in here. In here. So that just gives you an idea what I'm doing here. I hope that looks good. Kind of want to have like a little hint right in here. And it just gives you an idea what I'm thinking of. I think that would look really pretty with that look. What do you guys think? How do I finish this off? Maybe put this, put it on this too, and just have it at the edge, and go to about right here, maybe. That will add a little bit of gold to the edge of the. I think that will look good. Same here. And keep going right here. You want to go right into the middle right there. That just adds a little bit of a leeway about it. And we do the same here, just a tad right in there. I think that will bring it out. What do you guys think? And then we'll finish this off and maybe put some at the very tips. I just seem to think adding just a hint of gold to the tip will just bring it out. What do you guys think? Yeah, I think that will bring that out. Okay, that will finish that up. What do you think? Do you like it, Miss Green? I think it'll just doing that little extra bits and trying to save as much resin as possible. And then the purple will go in next. Now, what I'm going to do here is it's now starting to do what I expected it to do. So we're going to go little by little to finish this off. So that gives a, yeah, I think it's going to be very pretty. It just gives a flare of some prettiness to it. And I'm just adding just a little purple to the edges and adding it to the side like this, just so it goes in. I think that just brings it out a little bit more. It's not going to be all purple, but it'll have some gold to it. And yeah, that's going to look really pretty. Now, I always use up the resin that I started with, so I don't run out of resin. And it looks good, and it stays in its little section, in its little pockets. Yeah, I think that looks good. And then we do the same on this other side. Just put a little bit of resin into the pocket and go over to the side like this. It just adds a little bit of color. It adds a little bit of flair. It adds a little bit of extra look to it. And it has like gold to it, and it has yeah, it has a uniqueness to it. So we're going to go down here, slightly pour it. And the thing is, I have plenty here to run with. Not overly too much, but I mean, I have plenty to run with. And you want to get it in here. Just go and aim for the areas that you need it to go to. And you want to make certain it goes into the little spots. And that helps a little bit on clearing that little section up. Just a tad. Make certain it's all in the right little areas. And don't go overboard. You don't want it too full. And that's done there. And I still have a little bit left over, but I'm going to put it in something else. Honey, can you do me a favor and move this onto the table? I think that's going to look like a very pretty butterfly.
Yes.
Don't you agree?
It probably will be.
So we have this. Now we have, what do I have here that I can put? Oh, you know what? We still have these little guys. Woohoo! Let's use up the rest into that. What do you guys think? So put them in this one, and this one most likely. That looks amazing. Then we go into this one. And that's the thing. It's starting to become sticky at the moment. So when it becomes sticky, that just tells me it's time to be used up. And that is why I did not do a whole You remember last week I did too big of a amount. This time I used a small amount. That's done. So that helps. And I think probably in this one right here, I plan on making another, there's one thing I have that I've made before, and I'll show it to you. I think it turned out really good. I plan on making a couple more of them. They kind of remind you of, what are they called? Chests? Whatever. Okay, that's good. Not over and not under. Sometimes you just have to use up what you already have. I've learned since I've been doing resin never to leave. You know, you spend a whole lot on resin. So if you spend a whole lot on resin, use up all the resin you have in your little arsenal. So I'm checking and making certain I got all the resin. And I'm running it through here, making certain I got all the resin. And there we go. That was pretty much all the resin there. There's a little bit more resin, but it's not as much as it was. So, yeah, can you put this over there too? I would say put it on the top. But here you go. Here you go, baby. Put this on top of the box.
Yeah,
there's a box. I have a box over there. Okay, so we're gonna work on this one next. What?
Fell down.
I don't know why I fell down. I can't see it.
It's your resin.
It's a different resin, but yeah, that fell down. Okay, so we did that. We have this to finish off, which is good because we actually have everything ready. And we are going to pour into this next. Isn't that fun? Now, one thing I want to do is I want to paint instead of doing the other. And you know how I did it the last time? I just tried, but this time I'm going to paint instead of pouring the resin because I think that will hold it in a little bit better. That will, yeah, that's what I needed to do. Last time I did it wrong, but it's okay. Because the last time I did this, I didn't paint. Instead I did something else. I poured it in. Not a wise choice to pour in. Not really. Because I found out that if you pour in, it makes a mess. So we're gonna just do a painting job, and then we're gonna pour over it. And it's gonna be purple resin, purple all the way on the bottom. We want the gold to really shine. Oh, Fergles.
What are you doing there?
I dropped.
Where did it go?
Downward. Under your chair.
Well, I can't see it.
Yeah, downward under your chair.
Why did you put it there?
I didn't put it there. It's just.
Yes, why didn't you put it there?
Oh,
Well, I just put it.
oh, yeah. I wish I had. But yeah, I'm going to do the painting of this by hand. I've done this before. I painted things before. And it just makes the whole thing pop, if that makes sense. And then just take a little bit of resin, not resin, but you take a little bit of your paint. And you go around here. And then you go and take it like that. As you can tell, I'm now just painting because I've learned a lesson in this the last time. I might take this one completely out. I didn't like how that turned out the last time. So I'm going to also make certain this goes on the outside like this, because that will make it look really good. You've ever heard of those toothpicks they had? And I'm trying to think what it's called. They're not really toothpicks, but they use them for like when you're not when you're painting, but yeah. It's messy. It's a messy setup. Okay. And then you go over here and you, yeah, that's what we're going to do. And you kind of want to bring it to where it's nice and painted in. I should have done painting instead of the other, because I can kind of clean it up. I've done this before where I painted inside something before I poured resin and did a paint job first. I made a dragon one time and I painted it. That looks really good. So we're going to turn it and we're going to do this. Yeah, I'm going to have to clean it with my hand a little bit. But let's go ahead and look for the little notch right there. Okay. And we want it to kind of have a little bit of a paint job. Okay. And same situation here. And I'll be cleaning the top parts of it. I think that's the route I want to go. It's not the most prettiest paint job, but I just feel it's much better if you just paint it in instead of doing what I did the last time. So I'll be changing some stuff around. I just don't like how that looked. So we're going to do this. And we're going to paint it in first before we do the resin. I've done this before. Audie can confirm. Done it before. Done it before. Now what I need to do is do the into that little section right in there, which I'm going to do. And I'm going to do a paint job right in here. Whoa! What happened? Okay, guys, I apologize, but not sure why it took it off of the DHP, but it took it off. Sorry about that. I accidentally bumped into something. Okay, so we're going to do this and we're going to lightly push this in. Okay, and we will put it in like this. And we will take some of this and we will go like this. Go all the way around. I just think painting it is a better route than doing it the other way. Wouldn't you agree? And it holds the color better and it makes it just shine more firmly, if that makes sense. I will have to clean the outside of it, but I just think painting it is a better route than doing it the last time, where I didn't do it that way the last time. And I'll show you the difference between the painted one and one that's poured. I just don't like how it looks and it just drives me nuts. Does that make sense, guys? Do you like that idea of my painting? And it just clears up not the mistakes, but it just cleans up. And once I'm done here, it'll show up on the thing. So right now I'm making it really nice and pretty. So that's just to give you an idea of how I'm going to go about doing this, because I didn't like how it looked the last time. I keep looking at it and I'm like, I need to change it. Has that ever happened to you where you're like working on something? I know you probably never worked on resin, but you worked on a art piece or something like that, and you're like, I need to change that. It just doesn't look right to you. Has that ever happened to you guys? So what I'm doing here is I'm cleaning off the little extra pieces that I didn't want in here. And I'm just making certain this goes in into the little groove right here. And I'm checking to make sure I got all the pieces out so they're not in the way when I'm doing this. And you can see the coloring coming in. You can see the look of it coming in. And I'm using this to kind of pull out all the little nibs and everything. Right in here is where a lot of the right in here is where a lot of the yep. So I'm using the thing to go and pull it in, pull out all the extra bits that I didn't want in there. Okay, that's good. And then you go in and you go into this little section where it's, and you can see the little spots, and I just love the fact that I can do that because, like I said, I'm painting it. I'm not going to do it the other way because I tried it the other way and it just didn't look right to me. Okay, so this is right in here. So right now I'm just taking all that paint off, and I think I'm going to take all this other stuff off out of it because it just didn't look right to me. So I'm going to just keep painting right in here, in here, here, in here, and bring all of it out. What do you guys think? Do you like the idea of it? I think it's a good idea. Should have done it in the first place, but I didn't do it the first place because I didn't think of it at the time. I've done painting before, haven't I, honey?
You have, yes.
So yeah, and you just slightly go in. Oh, Margles, what a mess I'm making. Now you want to get all that little. And what I'll do is I'll just take some of this. And I'll look over in here and make sure I got all the little spots that I need. Yeah, that will look good. And then we'll work on this side next. And we go right in here. And we go right in here. Same here. Go right in there. I just didn't like how this turned out the last time. And I was looking at it and I'm like, this just doesn't look right to me. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some of that little extra stuff and pull it right in here. And I'll be cleaning it on the very top. So we go right here. You can see it's starting to come together right in here. While it's going into that little section right in there. Right in here. And right to the middle. So what I'm going to do is, after I'm done with that, after I do the complete painting of it, I'm going to take a light cloth and rub against it on the top part. Does that make sense? So it looks nice and clean and fresh and all that, because I don't want it to look too messy. Right now it looks very, very messy. So we are going to take it off of that. Now we are going to rub very gently. And we are going to make it very gently rubbed off. And you can tell I'm like very lightly rubbing it down. Very lightly. But keeping the sheen of it. When you do painting, you have to do it just right. You're just doing the top part. You don't want to do the rest of it. You just want to do the top part. You want to clean up in the area you don't want, like right here. I don't want this little section right here. So you're trying to clean up that little section right there. You don't want that. And you want it to look really good. You always clean the top part. Just make sure it's not everywhere. Because the powder does go everywhere. I'll let you know that now. And then you just go very lightly over the top. It will turn a little brown, but it's not too bad because it looks much better when it's done. Now you turn it to this side. Yeah, I'm seeing the change. I'm loving the look now. It's more I won't say dignified, but it's more more unified or more put together, if that makes sense. So I'm right now just cleaning up in certain sections on here because it needs to look good because it's going to be bottom part. Okay, now there's one thing I need to do now. One, shake, 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 out. Okay. So, what am I going to do with this stuff right here? Well, might as well pull it all off because we're going to paint it and not do it the way I originally was planning on doing. It didn't look good to me, so I'm not going to do it that way. I'll do the painting first. It's cute. It's cute, but it's not. I mean, it's coming out. It's coming out okay, I guess, but I still think painting it will be much more feasible than doing it the way I was going to do it. I think my husband would agree with me on that. So we're going to take that out. And we are going to take this one out. And also up here. And just check everything over and make sure you got the little spots you didn't want. And do the same here. Just check right in here and make sure you got all that little spot. Okay, I think we did it. So we have that little section set up. Do you see the difference? It's going to look much better when I'm painting it. Because I look at it right now and I'm like, ugh, that looks so messy. But once I do the painting and once it goes in and everything looks good, then we'll talk, right? What do you guys think? Do you like the setup of the painting? I don't need a whole lot of the color. I just need enough to do the painting. So we're going to start right here, and we're going to paint this part right here. We want it to look good. Can you agree, dear?
You always want it to look good, dear.
I always did, yeah. Ow, that hurt my head. It's just that I kept looking at it and I'm like, it just doesn't look right to me. So I was like, let's just paint this. I think painting it is a better setup than doing it the other way. And you'll see why. It'll all come out nice and fluid and beautiful and much more put together. Now, don't get me wrong. I do expect it to go kind of weird. Well, not weird, but I kind of expect it to go a little bleedy, maybe. But if I paint just right, then it won't get too bleedy. You're probably wondering, what are you talking about bleedy? What I mean is the color bleeding into each other. Yeah, that's better. And it helps bring it out, I think, and it brings out the coloring a little bit better, and it brings out the changes to it a little bit better. We'll finish that up later, but right now I'm just going to do the painting. I figured out that painting is a little bit better than doing it the other way because it just wasn't coming out the way I wanted it to. Like all these extra little bits that's trying to hold on to it, I have to get out because I want this to come out nice and fluid, meaning beautifully together. But you'll see that soon. And that helps to see what I'm doing here. Okay, so this helps pull it up, pull it in, pull it around. Do you see how much better it looks compared to having it poured into? I'll pour into it, don't get me wrong. I'll pour into it a pretty color, a purple, I think. That's what I'm thinking. But it just brings it out a little bit more, I think, and I feel much better seeing it this way than the other way. But you can see the color coming out, right? So right now I'm going to work on this little section right here. You want to kind of have it just right. And then you want to do the same on the other side. I think that's pretty much how it's supposed to look. Okay. And then we keep going all the way around this one right here, right to this side right here. And we just go to the topper part right here, and we go like that, and we go just bringing it out. And it's going to look a lot better than that one thing I was doing. I thought, oh, I like it. And then I looked at it and I was like, oh, I don't like it. Jeff can tell you when I look at things and I study it and it doesn't look right to me, I'm like, nope. If I don't like it, I don't like it. Am I right there?
Generally speaking, yeah.
Now I like it. I like the look of it. I feel happy about it. I'll have to wash it just a tad bit more. But this is not going to be bad. This is going to be the top and the bottom of the box. We're going to go for a 12 day thing. Although technically in Hebrew we only have 8 days we celebrate. Right there?
Yeah, true.
8 days of Festival of Lights is what it is. We don't do Christmas, but the thing is, I can make it because it is technically what they want to call Christmas in July. I never did understand that, but okay. That's for me to understand. Even when I did follow Christmas, I never did understand why anyone wanted to do it in July. Well, now I understand. In the Southern Hemisphere, we are going through winter. It is winter here, guys. So right now, I am painting this before I do any pouring. I think that's necessary for this little guy. Little guy. I love that. I call it a little guy. But yeah, I think it's necessary to do that. And I'm right now just painting I will be doing a pouring soonish. But right now I'm doing a painting. And you kind of want to go in all the way to the side and go all the way out like that. And that just brings it out. I believe it just brings it out big time. Well, I tried the whatnot past the thing, and it just didn't work with me, so I'm going to be going with eBay. I think eBay is much more feasible for me.
And a lot better known.
And a lot better known. Like my husband said, a lot better known. So I'll sell my stuff on eBay. They have it set up where you can actually have it. I don't know if they do it live stream, but yeah, you can do. There's selling on eBay, and you can have it where it's synced to your Shopify. Found that out, and I am going to try and sync it to my Shopify. That way, everything is there for people to look at, and I am not going to change the pricing. Someone goes and says, "Can you change the pricing?" And I'm like, "Do you know how much resin costs?" Seriously, do you know how much resin costs? Go look at how much resin costs, and then you tell me if you would change the pricing. Especially since I actually go and do the extra mile with my resin. I actually do. You've seen it in action. I add jewelry. I add like a jewel look to it. I add other things to it. Now I'm going to be cleaning this a little bit before I pour resin, before I even make the resin stuff. I just think it needs to be washed up on the top, but what do you think? I think that looks amazing. And it gives you an idea of what you can do with resin. So, first things first, let's clean this up a little bit. We are going to use baby wipes. Best thing ever is baby wipes, guys. If you work with baby wipes and you want to clean your area off, you clean it with a baby wipe, and it just brings it out a little bit more. And that's what I'm doing, is I'm bringing it out. Yes, it does smear some of the, it gives it a sheen of, if you look here, do you see that little bit of a sheen? It gives it a little bit of a shiny sheen. And then you just lightly go on the very top. Very, very, very gently pull it out. Oh, I've missed a spot. I missed a spot right in here. Yeah, that's better. And then you just lightly. I missed another spot. There. Sorry. And then you just lightly rub it on this. Just very gently rub it on the top. Get rid of the extra bits. You don't want to have those extra bits on it. I'm just cleaning off the little extra bits that should be on it before I pour into it. Now you just lightly rub it over. And you go very gently so you can see the clearness of it, if that makes sense. So you want to kind of have it where you can see it, but it looks really interesting. What do you think, guys? Do you like the setup of it? I worked hard on this. I think it's going to look good. So that will help that right there. So we're going to pour more gold in that. So we're going to set that up next. No. We'll just let that dry. We'll switch to this one. I mean, don't get me wrong. This did turn out okay, but it's not exactly what I wanted. So I was like, nope, I'm going to just paint in it first. And then I'll do what I'm going to do. I think that would be a much better, possible better thing than I did before. And plus, when I pour, it won't pour wrong. So, we are now going to put the purple in. So, first things first, I just warmed this up a little bit more. And now we're going to pour this in. And we're going to mix. Okay, so that's set up with the first one. And I've been soaking this, so it's nice and clear. We don't want it to be messy, do we? All the way up to 40. Because I've learned going too big is not a good sign. Would you agree there, Hart?
Generally not.
No. Now we will mix it right here so you guys can see I'm mixing it. We will mix it right in here, and it's going to take at least a minute to 2 minutes to mix. Right now it's very cloudy. Here, I'll show you. Do you see how it has some strings and stuff in it? So at the moment, I am going to mix it until it's not cloudy anymore. Always wear gloves. Always wear a respirator on your face if you do not have drafts or anything in the house. Always wear something to keep your mouth and your face clean, clear, and all that. We're almost there. It's looking good in my book. I'm not seeing any. No, I'm not seeing any. That's a good sign, right? So what we're doing right here is I'm just mixing this to make sure it's nice and clear. And how you can tell it's clear is you can see it when it's spilling. You can actually see how clear it is. That is how you know you got a clear shot or a clear thing. Now, we are going to get 2 more cups like this. Okay, I got them. Okay, cool. And we are going to pour half and half. So I like to get it to about half right here. and the rest in here. Now what I'll do here is to make certain it's all emptied and into its little thing. I pull it and I make certain I got as much resin as possible. You don't want to run out of resin, but you don't want to run into too much resin, if that makes sense. So right now I'm just making certain I got all the resin I needed in here. And all the resin I need in here. Now I'm going to add some gold to this because I'm going to finish off the gold in here. Yeah, I think that looks good. So we'll put that over there out of the way. And then we start setting up the resin setup. So we have this right here and this right here. Now this one I want to use mostly for the purple to go into this one right here. That is my thoughts. So we're going to use this purple right here. I'm going to add a little bit of a ghost blue sheen in it. I think that will make it look really pretty.